chipped, and your thoughts, they want to be able to inject thoughts directly into your brain, and depending on how you act and the decisions you make is what determines your class in society and how well off, quote unquote, you're gonna be. That's the end game. You want to buck the system, go against the system. Oh, you're not gonna have credits that are gonna be downloaded into your chip that you typically get every week. You know, your paycheck is gonna be affected. You won't be able to get the groceries, or that's yeah. You don't want to take to these thoughts that we're injecting into your head. You don't want to listen. Okay, there was oh gosh, I don't remember where I who said this, but they were saying that they want they want it to be where the smart cities are set up, where you work, you live and work in this same city. So they're going to it's going to be they're going to make it very difficult for you to own a car, and especially a car that goes long distances. So like they want everybody to be on an electric car if you do have a car. And then if you do leave the city, you have to pay a tax for every day that you're away from the city. And
That's sick.
and then when you come back, you have to pay. So it's
That
not
is so sick on so many levels.
so that's
But look, China is already doing certain things where, like, I, it's unbelievable. Like, where if you do certain things, it impacts your credit. And, like, if you have a below average credit or whatever, you can't do certain things or go certain places.
yeah, that's a great way to see, right? To see what's coming. You can go and look at what's going on there, and that's where we're gonna go. Well, that's where New World Order. Once we have one government, that's the way it's gonna be ran.
It's like, it's almost like going back to, so because we're in more modern times, that whole system that I just described that China has been doing, it's almost like going back to, like, even slavery. You know what I mean? It's like, or like, the segregation of, like, everything, like the royalty versus the rest of the population. It's like
Yep.
they're going to continue that same method in with more modern ways.
That's
I mean, that's exactly what they're doing.
That's a really good point, because that's exactly what it is. Except that we're not aware of it.
Yeah,
Right.
because we can't. We're just so boxed in. It's like we can't see outside of that.
And if we don't put a stop to it now, it's just gonna get harder and harder to disconnect from it. Like we were saying, like, oh my God, it's so hard to like, what do we do? What do we do? But we need to do something, because once we reach that point where people are getting chipped when they're born, or when they reach a certain age, so you can be part of the society. And once we reach that point where they're controlling where you live, and where how long you're gone, like on vacation, like uh, we may be at the point of no return at that point. So something needs to happen. And it reminds me of the secret space program, where when they when when they have gone to other planets, and they fake the attack, an alien attack on the indigenous population, and then they'll say, "Oh no, we're here to protect you," and all the while it was them who set it up. So that way, because the thing is, if they just go and attack the planet, they've learned a long time ago, or if they attack us here at humans and say, "Okay, you guys are now prisoners," we will always fight them. People or races or groups of people or entities, whatever. Once you're oppressed and imprisoned, and you're aware that you are imprisoned, you're going to fight it and fight it and fight it because you never want to be in prison. It's not a matter of if, it's just when, right? So that's what they're doing here. They don't want us to awaken